Okay, so the sun has just come out. This is awesome. It was really rainy. Hello, everyone. This is Erik Brown, typically in Beverly Hills, but we are in Los Feliz today for a little treat. This is just east of West LA, and this has been all over the news. But for the past almost 4 years, Katy Perry has been in kind of court proceedings to be able to purchase this old convent from the Sisters of the Immaculate Heart of Mary in Los Feliz. Now, the sisters thought that they had the right to be able to sell this particular property. And it's, as we walk around, I'm in my car because I didn't want to get rained on, but as we walk around, you'll be able to see it's massive. The building and property is 30,000 square feet on 8 acres, which is really rare to find in LA. And Katy wanted to be able to purchase the property as far as 4 years ago, to be able to buy it and be able to renovate it, and she and her mother and grandmother would be able to move into this home, and then they would, or she would, meditate in the tranquil gardens and sip green tea and, as she said, find herself. Now, what's interesting is they had thought, them being the nuns, that they had the right to be able to sell this property, and it turns out that the Los Angeles Archdiocese says that they have the right, and so they sold it to, or have attempted to sell, to Miss Perry, whereas the Sisters of the Immaculate Heart of Mary had thought that they sold it to a local restaurateur by the name of Dana something. I had written it down, Dana Hollister. And so there's been court proceedings for the past 4 years about buying this property. And so just recently, very sadly, there has been someone that has, one of the sisters that was in court, had recently passed away, and there's been a huge social media pushback on the potential ramifications of all the stress of this potential sale and what has happened. Hey, Claire. Hey, Kenny. Thanks for jumping in, which is just wild. So I at least wanted to show you what all the hubbub is about in taking a look at this property. And I've been sitting in my car as it's been raining to figure out, okay, when am I going to jump out and take a look at this home? And the sun has just started to shine, as if I pulled up here and now is the perfect time to be able to show you, in essence, this convent that, like I said, is on 8 acres on the east side of Los Angeles. So with that said, let's go and take a little look at this particular property as we have a sunny day, and you can get an idea behind me. This is what the lot looks like, and this whole fence area is an extension of the property. You get an idea. It was built in 1927. And so you get all this kind of a little Spanish neighborhood. It's very tranquil. I can hear the birds. You can see off there in the distance is some hills that you see, again, from the Los Feliz area. And it's awesome. Now, unfortunately, the bid that Miss Perry put in at $14.5 million was outbid by someone else at $15.5 million, but they've been deciding who is the actual seller of this property. And so the sisters have said that it's the Vatican in Rome that has possession of this property, and they have the right to be able to sell because of that. Whereas the Los Angeles Archdiocese has said that they have the right. And again, it is a massive convent that Miss Perry wants to turn into an estate and a private residence. And so I want to get an idea. I don't know if you'll be able to see as we kind of cross the street, this immenseness of the property. Now, the architect is also quite famous. You can see one of the kind of convent towers there as we walk towards the entrance. Bernard Maybeck was the architect, and he has created a number of kind of signature properties in San Francisco, but also built this or had this designed in the 20s. And so it's a little bit of a combination of, in his mind, it was medieval and Gothic and Spanish and Tudor. And imagine what 8 acres behind that property would look like. There you can see, unfortunately, the pictures of the nun that has passed away through the court proceedings, which is really kind of a sad story. And because of that, Katy Perry is getting a lot of pushback. Now, she's just got contractually placed into being on, American Idol, I think? And there's now a lot of social media blowback around this unfortunate incident that has happened. You get an idea of how already with the wall and the gated area of how private it can be. And now there's this huge court proceedings of the backlog of all the legal proceedings and who has to pay what. And it's a lot. Hey, Becky. Hey, Moses. Thanks for jumping in on this. So I'd love to get your opinions on this. Obviously, celebrities and certain really well-to-do people have the ability to do things differently. As you see this 8 acres and 30,000 square foot of either potential estate or convent behind me, you get an idea of the magnitude of all the legal issues that are potentially happening. And so it's been going on for 4 years. It's now held to see who will tackle what. And I just wanted you to get an idea. Here's actually a really cool angle of where you can see into the property and into the gated area. And if you can imagine what that would be repositioned like as an estate. And my guess is after spending $14-15 million on a property like this, what it would look like if it was renovated and how much work and additional would go into it. And on 8 acres, what an estate like that could potentially look like. I mean, the architecture is gorgeous, and you can see how it stands a little bit of that test of time from the 1920s all the way to today. So we're pushing on 90 years of property. So I would love to get your insights on this. Tell me what you think. I don't think that Katy Perry killed this sister, at least not intentionally, of course. So as always, I love to be able to answer all questions about anything in real estate in LA. And so if there's anything that I can help with, anything that you would have a question on, be it home buying, home selling, investing, or if at any point you wanted to buy a convent, please touch base anytime. I would love to be able to help. I will include a link below here for what pricing on a property like this would look like, or in any neighborhood. And if you're interested, just click on the link and touch base, add a little bit of info. So until then, as always, this is Erik Brown, typically in Beverly Hills, but today in Los Feliz, next to a property that Katy Perry has bid on. Signing off. Until the next time, my friends.